it was just so eye-opening to me, and I felt like I had a better pulse on where I spent money and like how much it actually costs to be Ashley McVicker. And I think that's the main question you have to ask yourself when you're thinking about where you're going to live, what you're going to do, what you want to see, where you want to spend your money on. You have to ask, how much does it cost to be me? Yeah. And so last night, that was really helpful, and I felt like we talk about how people don't really have control over their finances sometimes, or they feel like it's out of control, or they spent so much on a credit card. And I'm here to tell you, if you just track how much you spend, there's so much stuff you can cut out if you're in some financial distress, or if you're just wanting to get a better grasp on your finances and decide what you want to do with your money, because ultimately that's what we're on this pod. Yeah, what matters, and you should be spending your money where you want to spend your money and what you value.
You're listening to the Isn't That Rich podcast, and we're your hosts, Jill Franks
and Ashley McVicker. As young females in the banking industry, we love simplifying the confusing yet everyday questions you have about money.
Like, how do I get my finances in order?
Where is my money really going?
How do I invest for my future?
How do I make my money work for me?
Can I really afford to buy that new home?
These are the questions that keep us up at night. And the truth is, no one was born knowing how to handle their finances.
And chances are, walking into a bank to ask for help seems intimidating.
Whether you're a single person in your early 20s saving for your first home,
or you're an empty nester wondering what to do with that extra spending cash,
this is the podcast for you.
Welcome back to another episode of the Isn't That Rich podcast. I am so excited. This is going to be one of our most fun episodes. I think we're going to laugh a lot because we are revealing our spending patterns for this last month. So
I'm a little nervous to share with you, Ashley, what all I've spent.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, probably 4 weeks ago now, by the time this is released, we told everybody that we were doing the spending challenge. So we went over our budgets and what that looked like. And then how you kind of get to a budget is by first figuring out what your lifestyle actually looks like and how you spend money, because until you know what yours actually looks like, it's hard to put it into a budget and then rationalize how you're going to spend your money. And so we've been tracking our spending, our personal spending, for 4 weeks now, a month. And
we've tracked.
I'm ashamed.
I am a little bit too. There's a little shame. And I think it's bringing voice to the things I've spent because it's personal, right? Like all this stuff I've been spending, and I didn't pull any punches. Like I kept spending the way I typically would have spent. I didn't. I did too. I didn't put any guard up or like get embarrassed if I went to McDonald's, and I wrote it down.
And I'm proud because I really did remember every time I spent money, I would immediately get on my phone and type it in there. So
yeah. Well, you want to get started? Do you want to go first?
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go through everything I've spent my money on? Do you want me to tell you my total? Now, mind you guys, Jill and I's spending is going to be a little different because Jill owns a house. She's like a full grown adult. She pays for all her stuff. I still live at home, so I don't have that many bills, but I do like to go eat at restaurants and buy random things.
Well, you'll see that I spend quite a bit a month, and more than I actually was aware of. So it's really bringing some light to my spending after this month. So I'll go first if you want me to.
We'll just go back and forth and just talk. You can do a couple of things.
Let's start with groceries because I feel like that was one of my major purchases this month. And you're going to laugh at. So my first purchase when it comes to groceries was a $428 Sam's Club bill. Yeah.
Wow.
Let that sink in for a minute. But this was like, okay, so I bought $25. I bought laundry detergent, $25. Then I bought a pack of AA batteries, $20. I bought coffee pods, $40. For Keurig pods.
We're canceling K-cups.
Right. And then a chicken breast, $20. Steaks, $50.
Jill.
I mean.
Did you have a party that you didn't invite me to?
Well, I made steaks and then I ate them the entire week. Tom and I had steaks one day and then I had the leftovers the whole week. So really $50 was like pretty reasonable for eating for a week of, but anyway, just showing you that $428 in one Sam's Club trip. No.
There were other things.
There were more. So then
that's a lot of money.
I made 2 Kroger trips for a total of $250. And then I was in St. Louis and I spent $166 at Trader Joe's. And that was like one of my favorite expenses I spent money on. I love being able to go to Trader Joe's. And so that brought me joy, Ashley, my Trader Joe's trip.
Brought you joy.
And so that was one of my like above and beyond spending that I would normally do.
The Trader Joe's.
The Trader Joe's.
Is Trader Joe's expensive or inexpensive? I don't know. I see all the influencers talking about it, and I've never been there. I don't think you've never taken me.
Middle of the line, maybe a little. It's less than Whole Foods, but more than, say, Aldi.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Kroger.
So people they love it.
There's just really healthy options too.
Oh, okay.
So you can buy I bought broccolini instead of like a head of broccoli. Like it's just more fun, creative.
Different.
Like I'll be able to find papaya there where I would never find a papaya at Kroger. So just for instance, you'll just find the fun, cool things that you can cook with. So that was my grocery expenses. It was $848.
Mine's $0. I didn't go to the grocery store. And funny enough, I always go to the grocery store. I'm always buying I love to cook Asian food and Mexican food. So I'll run up to the grocery store like 2 times a week. Never did it this month. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Like my family's been in town. And so my mom's just been cooking off the hook for all of us. So mine's $0, but on a different, that's what's so weird about it. On another month, I maybe spend $200 there.
$200, yeah. So next up I have is restaurants and fast food.
Yeah.
I spent $382 on restaurants and fast food. So for lunch, I was going through all of my spending for it. And if we go to lunch, just Ashley and I, sometimes I'll pick up the bill or I'll meet somebody for a coffee and I'll typically pay for the bill. It's just one of the fun things that I'm able to do and I love to be generous.
God. Thank you, God, for Jill.
And this month is a little different. Tom and I were out of town twice. We were, so we did a lot of traveling this month. We had some things coming up health-wise that we were in Minnesota a lot for. So we traveled a lot. And of course, when you travel, you have to we spent $70 at Chili's in the airport and all we had.
Well, that price is jacked up anyway.
Well, right.
They'll give you a $10 water bottle.
Exactly. So I had a Diet Coke. Tom had a beer and we split, I think it was a cheese skillet and a burger. We split it both and it was $70. So out of that $382, I mean, it was pretty high. So,
wow.
But yeah.
So did you write out every restaurant that you ate out?
I sure did. Yeah. Do you want to hear? So I went to McDonald's twice because we were getting breakfast on the way to the airport. I went to the Turn once in Marion. I had 2 Starbucks run, Tidy, Jimmy John's, Don Sol, Mary's for lunch.
Yeah, that Mary's kind of bumped us up.
And Don Sol, I think was Friday. Yeah, Friday. Don Sol.
Yeah. So I spent $138 eating at restaurants and fast food this month, which I kind of have in my budget tracker. Mine's around should be around $200 a month is average for me. So that's pretty good. I would say I'm probably under budget. I maybe could have spent more, but Jill's bought me a few lunches, so I saved a few dollars. Thank you so much. But yeah, I go to Don Sol quite a bit. We went to
many times?
Don Sol. I love Mexican. Okay, wait, hold on. Mexican.
5 times.
I had Mexican 5 times this month.
Wow.
And that's just what I paid for.
Right.
And then I went to Tidy once. Love Tidy. McAllister's, Louis P&R. And then the Mary's.
Yeah.
But this stuff brings me joy because I always say I love to go out to eat.
Right.
I love to go eat with my friends. There's nothing better. If you go to our branch, I am asking everybody all the time, where are we going for lunch? Where are we going for lunch?
Yes.
But you can't go eat lunch every day, and it's not the healthiest for you.
No,
but you should be able to enjoy yourself once in a while.
We should pick a lunch day. We should have our own lunch bunch. And just that's when we go and spend, because I noticed a couple weeks ago we went 3 times to lunch, which is probably inappropriate to go that many times out.
I know.
Yeah.
We had healthy meals. Yes. We had your broccolini from
I know. I made broccolini from Trader Joe's. That's right.
That's pretty good.
Okay. The next spending category is clothing. So I told you when I was in Minnesota waiting on some, anyway, I went on a spending spree on clothing.
Online
shopping. Oh yeah, I went online shopping and guess how much I spent? $1,267.
Jill Franks, what's wrong with you?
I've returned everything. So what I actually ended up keeping, there's not a lot of shopping options in Southern Illinois. There just really isn't. And so when I go shopping, I made a $600 purchase from Banana Republic. I made a $200 purchase from Lululemon. I returned everything except for $59 total. So I really ended up spending only $59 on my online shopping.
Is that how you shop?
That's how I shop.
Are you a big return girl?
I return everything. If I don't love it.
That's so funny to me. I don't buy it unless I know I'm going to keep it because it stresses me out too much to think about the time I have to spend to put it back in a poly mailer and go to UPS, and our UPS store shut down around here and I don't know where to send a package.
Advanced Auto Parts. That's where I go.
That's where we go now in Southern Illinois, you guys.
The guys know me by name.
So you return stuff. That's
I return
funny.
everything. Yeah. Yeah. So if I spent $1,267 and I returned everything except for $59.
Okay.
Yeah.
I spent $0 on clothes this month. I love clothes, but I'm not a big spender on them.
Yeah.
Never really have been. I like to go to Dillard's and buy 65% off stuff.
I get that. I've always kind of loved fashion and clothing, and it's one of the things I do enjoy spending money on, but I only keep it if it works well.
Yeah. Well, I get frustrated because I'll buy stuff. I hate when I buy something and I don't wear it, or I'm obsessed with the new thing that I bought, and then the thing I bought a month ago, I never wore.
Right.
So to me, it's,
yeah. Let's talk about bills. Can you pay your bills? That song always comes into mind. So I realized that I have a lot more subscriptions than I should. So I have a Hulu subscription, Spotify, Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon. I have a lot of subscriptions, and that's not even my gym subscriptions. I subscribe to yoga classes online, and I have a yoga studio, $25, to Sculpt Studio, and then I also belong to the Sculpt Society. So I have $150, but I use them every day. So I'm okay with that. And then I also have a $50 Peloton subscription. So what is that? That's $200 in gym memberships a month.
do you get on the Peloton?
I haven't gotten on the Peloton, but I do the classes off
You can do
on
it
the
off.
mats.
So you bought a Peloton to spin the iPad around to do.
Listen, I do the Peloton sometimes. So when it gets cold and I cannot walk the dogs outside in the morning,
Dead, Jill.
I ride my Peloton.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I've never been on a Peloton.
You've never tried it at my house.
Kind of scary. I don't know why. You have to have these special shoes, and I don't feel like I have enough money to ride a Peloton.
When I lived in Minneapolis, every lunch hour, the group of girls and I would go to the gym and we would take a spin class. And it was the most fun class ever. And there's nothing around like that. Right. And so I do love a Peloton class.
Okay.
And the good thing is that if you travel like we do, there's typically you can get on a bike or you can do a Peloton class from anywhere. And that's what I do when I'm at a hotel or whatnot. I get on Peloton.com and take my classes. So
my subscriptions, I pay $5.99 for my Apple subscription, and I'm still using my college email, so they let me pay $6 for it. I think it's like $14 if you're a real adult, but somehow I weaseled my way around that, and they're probably going to strike me down after this episode. So that's going to go up after this month. I had to pay $31 to renew my driver's license because I'm turning 26. That sucks. And then I had to pay $151 for my vehicle registration.
yeah.
And gas is a bill.
Yeah.
$93 this month.
Right.
That's so dumb. But
I know.
anyway, hate bills.
I know.
They didn't bring me joy, but I guess, I'm thankful I can drive my car places and I can afford the gas. So
yeah. So my total for bills was $705. And that was Netflix hit twice this month for me between the 22nd and the 21st. 22nd of July to the 21st. I don't know why, but it hits early this month. So it's already gone through for this month. What did you spend total? Oh, I forgot to talk about I did a pontoon. Our license renewal for our pontoon was up. So I paid the $55 for that too. And gas is included in all this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
They love to send us fees in the mail, don't they?
Mm.
Anyway.
What was your total?
Well, I hit 607 plus I forgot to put my 151 in there. So about $750.
So you're about the same as me.
But I didn't. Oh, yeah, but I didn't talk about this. I bought, I'm building my house. So I'm like starting to buy furniture right now. Oh, I forgot 2 things. I guess your clothes, like you didn't talk about personal spending as in like products. Did you do any of that?
That was included in my
okay.
And that kind of
I'm
stuff,
so sorry. Well, mine then I spent $165 on my hair.
There you go.
And you can barely tell I got it done, but I wanted it to look that way. And then I also bought some furniture this month. And so, which I think this is a deal. I was so excited when I told you about this. So I went to Knoxville because my sister had a baby, and there's a store there called O.P. Jenkins, and it's like 4 stories worth of furniture. And then they have this like closeout sale in the basement, and they'll take you down there. And I'm like, what's wrong with this stuff? Like, They're like, oh, it may be a centimeter off on a couch cushion, or we're just putting it down here because it's been on the floor for a year and no one picked it up. I found an $800 ottoman that was beautiful, and I got it for $136.
See, finding those gems.
That's a gem. Yeah. And then Sherry was selling that bench on Facebook that was very French country, and I bought it for $100.
It'll look great in your new house. Yeah. I'm excited for you.
So I guess my month was more on food, furniture, hair, gas, a couple bills.
I have a couple other categories still.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and share.
So I have a category for gifts and charitable giving. So our kids are always doing fundraising at the or at the schools. So we spent $350 on fundraisers for them between all the kids. So that was a lot. I did my tithing in here. I bought a gift for my grandma for a ridiculous amount. She's having issues with circulation in her legs. So I bought one of those, like it's called Hyper Ice. They have these they squeeze your legs and bring circulation back. And they're the boots that like athletes wear after they work out, but it's supposed to bring circulation back in your legs. So my grandma's birthday is this month. And so I bought that for her and sent it up to her. So between all of that, it came to like $1,500, which is a lot for this month. But there was a lot of, I feel like all of the charitable giving happens right at the beginning of the year. Like I cannot explain how many charitable giving requests we have right now at the bank. And then
so many. We had like a
fundraisers for the kids. Right. And so there's just a lot that goes at the beginning of the year. So I feel like that's higher than it normally is.
Yeah. But. And what didn't happen to me this month, nobody has a birthday or anniversary or anything like that. Or a baby shower. No one had any of that. But other months, typically I'm probably $200 worth of gifts, like you said, for somebody, whatever. Thankfully, or the one year I had all the weddings, like that was bad. Yeah. So I would say this was a pretty good month for me. I'm not happy about some of the government stuff, but
no. Did you do any traveling? Did you have any besides gas? Because that was
another traveling this month.
Really big expense for us. We spent $2,200 on flights. We did that. We tried that Turo car rental, which was really cool. And I recommend it to anybody who wants to try it. You literally land at an airport. The car is brought like directly to bag pickup for you. And so all you do is like, they give you the keys, you load it and you leave.
I've never heard of this.
When you go to check in, you go to departures, they pick it up as you like get out of the car and you hand the keys and he just takes off with the car. So
because you're not doing Uber anymore.
Well, we didn't want to. Well,
Jill's got some funny Uber stories, which I do too. But.
We flew into Minneapolis. We had to go down to Rochester. And so that's like a 90-minute drive. And so either we had to rent a car or we had to find another solution. So we tried this Turo for the first time. Ryan Thompson told us about it. And Brad Henshaw told us about it a couple of times. We gave it a go. And it actually was, I will never rent a car again because it was so easy. And you got to pick out, like there was a ton of like luxury cars you could pick out for super cheap. Like I think ours was $90 a day, which is really reasonable when it comes to renting a car. So, and then we had a bunch of airport parking and that kind of stuff in St. Louis. But so it was like $2,200 in our traveling. So it got to be a lot. But we, like I said, we took 2 flights, rented 2 cars, did that kind of thing. So yeah. And that's it.
So would you cut any of that out?
There's some stuff I would count out. I would look at some of my subscriptions, cut out some of that. There's some of the personal stuff I could cut out, like some of the grocery stuff, although it was necessary. Like, do I really need to? And all of the grocery stuff kind of, this month was like a bulk purchase month. Like I felt like I was out of everything at once. Mm-hmm. Toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, batteries, like everything was up this month. And I just had to make a big bulk purchase, and that's not the norm. So I would probably like amortize it, or I would probably push it out, prorate it through 6 months, I would say. Because when you, I mean, for 2 people, you only have to go to Sam's Club and buy toilet paper twice a year, I would say. So yeah, it was a bulk purchase, but it will last us for a while.
Okay.
So next month I won't have to buy any of that stuff. So what about you? What would you cut out?
I don't know. I think I did really good. I don't think I'm a big spender anyway. I've said this before. Never really have been. I think I don't make impulse purchases. I buy things that I need to buy, or things that I decided I really want to buy that. Like I said, if I didn't have to spend $31 on my driver's license renewal, I wouldn't do it, but got to do it. And yeah, I think it makes you, I think one thing this has opened my eyes to is eating at restaurants. Yeah. Which, like I said, I didn't do bad, but still it makes you think, well, if I spent maybe some of that more on groceries and I cooked for myself, I would probably have a better lifestyle. I'd be a little healthier. Yeah. But
no, I get that.
And you can always eat a healthy lunch with your friends.
I'm really interested to do this, like if we continue to do this over the next couple of months, because you've got some big expenses coming up.
Yeah, I'm about to have to buy house insurance. Found that out this week.
So we've done an episode on it before, but Ashley's building a house. And so they're breaking ground and about to start having lots of different kind of bills come in.
Polly, my mortgage lender, loves to just pop in my office and say, I need this. Did you buy this yet? I'm like, I don't really want to spend $1,000 on that. So no. And she's like, well, we can't start your loan. I'm like, okay.
Okay, here I go.
So now I've been shopping for insurance.
Right.
Fun.
Well, interesting. So I hope this is really eye-opening to me, and I'm going to continue doing it just to kind of...
I've learned a few things about you with this $1,200 online shopping spree you went on.
Wow.
I didn't know you were that crazy, Jill.
I think you should actually call it a $59 shopping spree online, because it was actually only $60 I ended up keeping. But yes, yeah, I am a shop and return person.
So where do we go from here? What are we going to do with this information? Are you going to put in a budget? Are you going to start? Because that's what I'm going to start doing.
Yeah. So I am ready to start that 50-30-20 budget to really kind of here are the things that I actually need. Here are the things that I want. And here's my savings. Because I didn't even factor in my savings into this.
Oh, I didn't either. But I guess I naturally save by how much I don't spend.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, we'll talk about that. And I hope if you guys participated in this and that it brought some light to you as well, and that you can continue tracking your spending, maybe start from here where your budget can go and can take you for the next year. Yeah. We've got 4 more months left in this year. And so if you can get your spending under control and figure out what you're not...
Before Christmas?
Exactly. Well, I like to start now for the new year even, like to get things set up. So, I mean, if you have financial goals in 2024, you can start off with a fresh start.
I think the best thing about this, and I was sitting in my bed last night, kind of going over my numbers, and I was putting them in the Dave Ramsey app, the Every Dollar app, just because I think it's easy. It's and it's free. It's a good one to use. There's a bunch of other budgeting apps, but it was just so eye-opening to me, and I felt like I had a better pulse on where I spent money and like how much it actually costs to be Ashley McVicker. And I think that's the main question you have to ask yourself when you're thinking about where you're going to live, what you're going to do, what you want to see, where you want to spend your money on. You have to ask, how much does it cost to be me? Yeah. And so last night that was really helpful, and I felt like we talk about how people don't really have control over their finances sometimes, or they feel like it's out of control, or they've spent so much on a credit card. And I'm here to tell you, if you just track how much you spend, there's so much stuff you can cut out if you're in some financial distress, or if you're just wanting to get a better grasp on your finances and decide what you want to do with your money. Because ultimately that's what we're on this pod. Yeah, what matters. And you should be spending your money where you want to spend your money and what you value. Right?
Living a full life. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening to how much we actually spend and what it's like a day in the life in our shoes, I guess.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
So, Jill, where do we go from here?
Be sure to check out our show notes for this episode, and also be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.